Hey, what's up, guys? So for today's video, I wanted to go over what I think is maybe one of the most underrated decks in my current format, Vanquish Soul K9. So to take a step back, I know I said before the deck wasn't that great, and relatively speaking, I don't think it's that great. It's not on the level of Mitsuyami, it's not on the level of Jigotail, but it is still pretty decent. I just tend to talk with like hyperbole. So yeah, going over the deck list, starting off, we have one Raisin. Unfortunately, it is that one. To go along with the one Raisin, I'm playing Rhoda. I know some people don't like Rhoda, but it does play in the Joel. But like, bro, I'd rather like play and sometimes play in the Joel than like not play at all. I'm not gonna lie. 3 Mad Love. Unfortunately, it is one of our only 3-up starters left, but you gotta make do with what you have. Then 3 Noroi. So I think some people play 2, some people play 3. I understand the reasoning for wanting to play 2 because it is a lot of normal summons, right? Like this is 7 normal summons, like 8 really with the Rhoda. And that's like a lot. But I think because Noroi can function as a level 5, it's kind of fine. And because this deck has consistency issues, I really want to be able to actually play. Yes, sometimes you will draw Mad Love with Noroi, you will draw Raise with Noroi, and that will be slightly unfortunate. But overall, I think it's still like correct to play 3 Noroi, and it also is one of the best starters into Joel as well. So I like 3 Noroi, I think it's really good. And it gets you to like Vanquish Soul Engine through the use of YuGiOh. Next we have YuGiOh. YuGiOh is basically a starter in this deck because it gets you to Sayuja. Ripper plus Sayuja, and Sayuja is a very good Yu-Gi-Oh card. Drawing 4, you have a lot of cards you can draw into, like these cards, not Prosperity, Stake Your Soul, like Holy Sue, Attributes. You can make do. So I think YuGiOh is very, very strong. So there are other options you can play too, like 7th Tachyon with stuff I did experiment with in the Small World. I think 7th Tachyon is just not good enough. I think because the K9 cards get you to Sayuja, you want to be able to capitalize on that. You could play Small World, but I don't know if you have space for it. It's like playing 3 Noroi. I mean, you could make cut like 1-1, whatever, but it's a little bit rough, so. I like the 3 Noroi, 1 Sacred Soul. I mean, obviously, it's not 1. 1 Prosperity. Some people aren't playing this, but I think they're just like, their list is just bad. Like, Prosperity is the best consistency card in the game. This deck has consistency problems. Yes, it's not a monster, but that doesn't matter. Like, having a monster isn't really that relevant. Like going second, Prosperity can get you a monster, and I still have like 32 monsters in my deck. Like it's fine, bro. Like I'm playing Prosperity in my deck for sure. In one case for K9, you wanted to extend the ceiling of your K9 package. It isn't a 1-card combo by itself. I mean, it gets to Noroi, but Noroi isn't. Case for K9 doesn't make Sayuja really, while keeping Ripper on the field. But Case for K9 plus any level 5 does. And you look at our deck list here, how many other level 5s are we playing, right? 3 Noroi, 3 YuGiOh, that's 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We're playing 17 level 5 monsters in our deck. Like, come on. We're going to draw a case with a level 5, like, vast majority of the time. If we didn't, then we drew, like, Bad Love, like, Rhoda, whatever, and then so it's, like, chill. So, case for K9 is really solid. You can make an argument to play more. It's just that, like, it's a bit weak to Joel. And then I don't know if it's better than the other cards in the main deck, but you can definitely side more, which we'll talk about later. 3 Xiaolong and 3 Holy Sue. I'm not sure if you need 3 Xiaolong, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, obviously, you want to play 3 Holy Sue. This is one of the best cards in the deck to draw. But the 3 Xiaolong is kind of weird. There are a lot of times where it's awkward, but there are a lot of times when like playing the 3 increases your ceiling, hard opening it in some cases. It's a card that can be bricky, but the deck also, it's kind of like a high roll choice, but this deck also kind of wants to high roll, so you're not going to win playing a consistent game like the other decks, so I think it's chill for now. And then like the non-engine, like Holy Sue, Azuna, Ash, Fua, and Meows. Choosing the main deck Meows over some other options, like Droll, like Impulse, like Nibiru, like Bell. I think Meows is like want to be one of the more impactful cards going second. Going first, it's technically an attribute, although it's like a really bad attribute because Earth doesn't really get your plays started like that. You really want Fire or Dark, like Stake Your Soul, or like Raisin, or like Holy Sue. But I think the Meows is still solid. The only thing you have to be aware of is like post side, you want to be siding out like 6 more Charmies going first, so you need to have your side deck for that. But I think it's chill. I think Called By is really good in the deck, and just in general. If you're not playing a Mitsu deck, you're not playing a Yummy deck, Called By is crazy because Called By going second into those decks is really, really good. Right? So be able to hit like Archetype or like a Snatchy in the graveyard in the middle of the chain, or like a Murakumo, I think it just has too much value. And with Joel seeing playing the format, like, and especially people main decking it, some people, I think you really want to Call By going, and then also versus Ash as well, because sometimes this deck can be a bit fragile. So like stopping like the one hand trap they have is like really nice. And also even as a defensive card going first against their engine, like you said it, and then like you go like Habakiri, some Saji effect, you Call By that did really well, you know. And then also random stuff too, like versus Draco you hit 5 mana, so yada yada yada. So, and obviously being able to hit Fu is nice too. Even your Fu compromise isn't that great. It's not the end of the world, but it isn't that great. And then one force release. I do think you need force release in this deck. I don't understand it. I understand it's a brick, but I think it's still too important to help you versus like breakers, and the trap card, obviously. And then for like the other bricky cards, Caesar, Border, Lupus, and Lantern. Nothing much to say about those. For the extra deck, we have 2 rock. I think you still need 2 rock. SP, Soyuja. Soyuja is like the super duper important card. 1 Ripper. I don't think you need more than 1, to be honest. You can just go into you can just make another rank 5. I think making Ripper doesn't really matter like turn 3, like a second one, unless you have like a second Lantern in your deck. So Ripper, Werewolf, Jax. I think Jax is really good actually, not gonna lie. So if you don't know what Jax does, it's a new rank 5. It says if this card is XYZ summoned, or if your opponent activates a monster effect in hand or graveyard, you can attach material from this card, target a monster from the field, destroy it. And then like a canine XYZ monster that has this card material gains this effect. During any turn in which your opponent has activated a monster effect in the hand or graveyard, any battle damage this card inflicts to your opponent is doubled. So this card has 2 purposes. Number 1, sometimes going first, a better force release target than the werewolf, because you get to pop a card with force release and Jax gets to pop a card, a monster on summon, so you get to like remove 2. Which sometimes is going to be better than Werewolf. Werewolf banished from hand. Another reason is that going second does, which admittedly this isn't like the reason to play it, but going second it does help you kill really easily, because you basically go like make Jax and you can summon like force Werewolf on top of Jax, and the Werewolf will be able to attack multiple times, and it's at 3300 attack, right? And then the Jax is saying that that Werewolf is going to like deal double damage. So, and this can attack directly too. So, it's a really cool combo. Imperial Princess, just really awkward lines, like anti-nib lines and stuff like that. Obviously, nib isn't seeing that much more play. This card is like cuttable. Definitely one of the flex spots. This is too. Valon, low-key Valon's not even that necessary. I think low-key. I think Valon against like the meta just isn't that great. So this is also like a flex spot, but there isn't that much you actually want to play. So still playing it. The Nash Knight package, this is not a flex spot, I think, anymore. So Nash Knight, CXOZ Nash Knight 104 and C104. And then Typhon Zeus, just for utility. Also, the Typhon Zeus I think is nice for like a Zuna into Lupus. So you go like a Zuna Lupus, and then you go like Typhon, and then like it's actually super hard for a lot of decks out. So sometimes you can go like Typhon into Zeus, and it clears a lot. So another card you could play is you can play this card as well. But yeah. And these are just some side deck cards. Like I said, if you main deck the 6 Charmies, you want to side out cards. But anywho, I hope you have a good day, and that was the deck profile. And like and subscribe.